This is Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google. This very interview was banned from YouTube and may have even costed him his job.
I think that the greatest threat to democracy is misinformation because we're going to get really good at it.
Schmidt didn't just make this statement out of thin air. He knows that as AI evolves, it's going to get scarily good at creating and spreading misinformation. We're talking about AI-generated videos, deep fakes, and even entire news networks that look, sound, and feel real, but are entirely fake. The implications, absolutely devastating. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about fooling people online. It's about shaping public opinion, influencing elections, and even destabilizing entire nations. But controlling the narrative is just one piece of the puzzle. The real war is happening behind the scenes, in a race where the prize is nothing less than global domination.
This is an entirely new era of misinformation and disinformation. Fake imagery is going to be really dangerous if there are no regulation or rules around them.
AI isn't just the next big thing, it's the ultimate weapon. Forget about bombs and bullets. The real battle is happening online, where governments and corporations are spending billions to control information, sway opinions, and shape entire societies. And Eric Schmidt, he saw this coming a mile away. What he says next will make you question who's really in charge.
In the next year, you're going to see very large context windows, agents, and text to action. When they are delivered at scale, it's going to have an impact on the world at a scale that no one understands yet. Much bigger than the horrific impact we've had by social media, right, in my view.
So what's Schmidt really saying here? In plain terms, AI is about to get a major upgrade. Imagine your phone or computer suddenly being able to read entire books in seconds, remember everything, and act on that information instantly. This means AI won't just help us with tasks. It'll start making decisions for us, creating content, and even influencing what we think is true. Remember how social media changed the world? This is going to be way bigger. Take social media, for example. Platforms like Facebook and Twitter have already shown how powerful AI can be in shaping public opinion. But Schmidt is warning us that the next wave of AI will make social media look like child's play. We're talking about AI that can write news articles, create videos, and even engage in conversations that feel 100% real. And it's all happening in real time, 24/7, with no human oversight. We're on the brink of a future where AI isn't just a tool, it's the one pulling the strings. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now, and the implications are terrifying. Because the truth is, whoever controls AI controls the world. And if you thought social media was bad, you haven't seen anything yet. But here's where it gets even more intense. This isn't just about tech companies building smarter machines. We're talking about a global arms race, except this time it's not about nukes or missiles. It's about who can build the most powerful AI. And the stakes? Control over the entire planet.
We're ahead, we need to stay ahead, and we need lots of money to do so.
Schmidt is making it crystal clear. The US is in a race against China to dominate the AI landscape. But here's the kicker. This isn't a fair fight. China is pouring billions into AI research, with no red tape and an entire nation's resources at its disposal. Meanwhile, the US is trying to keep up. But it's not as simple as throwing money at the problem. China's government has set an ambitious goal to become the world leader in AI by 2030. They're investing in everything from facial recognition to quantum computing, with the goal of integrating AI into every aspect of life, from healthcare to military applications. In the US, well, let's just say they're scrambling to stay ahead, but the gap is closing fast. This isn't just about building better algorithms, it's about controlling the future. Whoever wins this AI arms race will have the power to influence global economies, military strategies, and even the flow of information. And if the US falls behind, we're looking at a world where China calls the shots, not just in tech, but in everything. So why should you care? Because this isn't some distant battle happening in the halls of government. It's happening right now, and it's going to affect everything, from the price of your groceries to the security of your data. The AI arms race is on, and the clock is ticking. But here's the part they don't want you to think about. Building these AI systems isn't just a race against time, it's a race against our own resources. Because while governments are throwing billions at AI, there's one thing they can't throw money at: energy.
That I'd done the calculation on the amount of energy required, and I then, in the spirit of full disclosure, went to the White House on Friday and told them that we need to become best friends with Canada. Because Canada has really nice people, helped invent AI, and lots of hydropower. Because we as a country do not have enough power to do this.
Schmidt is sounding the alarm. The US might be leading the AI race now, but what happens when the power goes out? AI systems require an insane amount of energy. Think data centers the size of cities. running 24/7s, sucking up electricity like there's no tomorrow. And the harsh reality? We don't have enough juice to keep it all going. AI data centers are already consuming around 2% of the world's electricity, and that number is only climbing. As AI systems grow more complex, their energy demands skyrocket. Countries like China are investing heavily in renewable energy to power their AI ambitions, while the US is looking north to Canada for help because they've got the hydroelectric power we need to keep the lights on. The energy crisis isn't some distant threat, it's already here. And if we don't figure it out fast, all the money and technology in the world won't save us from an AI blackout. Imagine a future where the most advanced AI systems are at the mercy of power shortages. The country that solves this puzzle first, they're the ones who'll stay in the lead. So while the US is busy building AI, Schmidt's warning is clear: we're only as powerful as the energy we can generate. And if that power runs dry, so does our lead in the AI race. But what good is power without the resources to sustain it? And what happens when a once great leader decides that comfort is more important than victory? Chapter 4. While companies like Google were once at the forefront of innovation, something's changed. And according to Eric Schmidt, it might just be what's pulling them down.
I'm no longer a Google employee.
Yes.
Google decided that work-life balance and going home early and working from home was more important than winning.
Let that sink in. Google, the company that practically invented the modern tech industry, is now more focused on work-life balance than on winning the AI race. And while that might sound like a good thing, in a world where China is working around the clock to dominate AI, it's a recipe for disaster. Startups and tech giants in China have a notoriously intense work culture, often summed up by the 996 schedule, working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Meanwhile, Silicon Valley's shift towards remote work and flexible hours might be great for employees, but it's raising questions about whether these companies can maintain their competitive edge. Schmidt's critique isn't just about work ethic, it's about survival. In the brutal world of AI development, the company that's willing to sacrifice the most is the one that's going to win. And if Google can't keep up, they risk losing everything they built to more relentless competitors. So while Google may have led the first wave of the tech revolution, Schmidt's warning is clear: if they don't toughen up, they're going to fall behind. And in the AI race, falling behind isn't just losing, it's being left in the dust. Now, if you thought AI was just about controlling information or outpacing competitors, think again. The real game changer? AI on the battlefield. We're talking about a future where wars aren't fought by soldiers, but by algorithms. And this is where things get really dangerous.
Now you sit there and you go, why would a good liberal like me do that? And the answer is that the whole theory of armies is tanks, artillery, and mortar, and we can eliminate all of them.
What Schmidt is saying here is terrifying. Forget traditional warfare. AI is about to make tanks and artillery obsolete. Imagine drones and autonomous weapons systems that can identify, target, and eliminate enemies without a human ever pulling the trigger. We're entering an era where wars will be fought by machines, making decisions in milliseconds with deadly precision. Military spending on AI is skyrocketing, with global defense budgets pouring billions into autonomous weapons and AI-driven warfare technologies. The US and China are leading the charge, developing systems that can conduct operations with minimal human oversight. Think about it. Wars that are faster, more efficient, and a lot deadlier. But here's the thing. AI doesn't have morals. It doesn't hesitate, it doesn't question, it just executes. And that raises some terrifying questions. Who's programming these systems? What happens if the AI goes rogue? And more importantly, what happens when every country on Earth has access to this kind of firepower? Schmidt's vision of AI in warfare isn't just a warning. It's a glimpse into a future where the battlefield is dominated by machines, not men. And the scariest part? We might already be too far down this path to turn back. We've talked about AI controlling information, dominating the battlefield, and even shaping global power. But there's one more twist that makes all of this even more terrifying: the dark side of knowledge. You see, the problem with AI is that it's becoming so advanced, even the people who build it don't fully understand how it works anymore.
We're going to have knowledge systems that we cannot fully characterize, but we understand their boundaries, right? We understand the limits of what they can do. And that's probably the best outcome we can get.
What Schmidt is saying is that AI is turning into a black box, an insanely powerful tool that operates in ways we can't predict or control. Think about that for a second. We're building systems that are making decisions for us, and we have no idea why they're making those decisions. And if you're not scared yet, you should be. AI systems like deep learning networks are often referred to as black boxes because their decision-making processes are so complex that even their creators can't explain them. For example, AI can outperform humans in tasks like diagnosing diseases or predicting market trends, but it's often impossible to pinpoint exactly how it arrived at its conclusions. This lack of transparency is a ticking time bomb, especially when these systems start making critical decisions in areas like healthcare, finance, and national security. The reality is, we're handing over control to machines that we can't fully understand. And if AI makes a mistake, whether it's in a medical diagnosis, a financial transaction, or a military operation, there's no one who can step in and fix it. The consequences could be catastrophic. Schmidt's warning is clear. We're building tools that are smarter than us, but we don't know how they work. And if we're not careful, these black boxes could become Pandora's boxes, unleashing problems we're not equipped to solve. AI has the potential to revolutionize the world, but it also has the power to destroy the very fabric of our society. From controlling information to waging wars and shaping global power, the stakes couldn't be higher. The question isn't whether AI will change the world, it's whether we'll be ready for what comes next. Eric Schmidt's warnings are clear. The future is coming fast, and it's not waiting for us to catch up. The time to act is now. If this video opened your eyes to the realities of AI, share it, talk about it, and make sure others know what's at stake. Because the more we know, the better chance we have of steering this future in the right direction. And remember, the AI revolution is happening right now. Are you ready?